Yo, what's going on guys? Jared here. Today I saw a lot of comments asking for a Runic Yummy combo video, so that is what I'm going to bring you guys today. Now I want to say that the Runic Yummy combos are very similar to just normal Yummy. What you gain off of the Runics is long game specifically, alternate win condition, and more extenders, because all the Runics can just be extenders and the gravity controller to be able to special summon. So I just want to make that very clear that these combos are not like these big elaborate combos. You're still ending on Herald the Arclight, Snatchy, Surprise, things of that nature. The actual M board itself is very similar to that, but you're just you get to do a lot more stuff with different interruptions, and you don't lose the things that normal Yummy loses to. Things like Fenrir, Alpha, or Pank you can threaten earlier with things like Flashing Fire and Slumber so they can't attack, and then so that you can keep your Yummy Synchro alive for when they do activate an effect, and then you can keep all your interactions. So that's just something I wanted to make clear off the bat. Second of all, I did actually move my links around in the description box below for my affiliate links that I have and anything like that to help support the channel, so go check those out. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these 3 Yummy combos I have prepared for you. Okay, for those of you who don't know, most Runic videos, I do combos based on 1 of the engine and then 2 Runic spells, 1 to 2 of the Runic spells, and I just want to make that very clear because your deck is half Runic spells, so being able to accomplish something like this is very easy. Yeah, so it's pretty much built around this concept for the most part. So the first one is going to be a Cookie or a Lolly. They pretty much work in the same capacity, and then a Slumber and a Flashing Fire. But keep in mind, even if this is a what's it called, a CUPSY, you are able to just search the quick play spell and then just play as normal and searching the other 2 names. Now I am going to preface, I don't have the other cards in my hand, but you are going to be discarding for things like Hugin and for CUPSY in these replays. I just don't do it in this. I'm just trying to show you what you're going to end on, not what you're sacrificing, but the sacrifice is always going to be a discard off the CUPSY Synchro, a discard off Hugin, and things like that. And if I say them, I will mention them as we go. Okay, so we're going to start off in draw phase using the Flashing Fire to be able to special summon our Hugin. Use the Hugin to be able to grab Fountain, and then we are going to link off into Gravity Controller. From there, we're going to special summon our Cookie, and then we are going to synchro off into our CUPSY Yummy Way. From here, we can use the CUPSY Yummy Way to be able to search CUPSY and Lollipo, and I discard Lollipo in this replay, but again, if you hold the Lollipo, you get more extension, but again, you just don't need it for this exact line. From here, you can special summon the CUPSY, and you grab Surprise here. I do a little mess up, I fix it. So yeah, you grab Surprise, and then from this point I mess up. So yeah, don't do this, hang on, it'll be fixed in a second. So rather than this, so yeah, you get to here, you have the Surprise in hand. You synchro these 2 into the Martial Metal Marcher effect to be able to get back the Yummy Way. Link 1 to go into the Snatchy, and Snatchy effect to be able to grab the Field Spell to be able to grab CUPSY. Now the reason you do this is so that you can get to an Arclight before you go into our Lollipo Synchro to be able to revive back 2 guys. This is the best way to play around it, and you hold the Surprise in hand just in case they do have Nib. But again, keep in mind if you don't discard the Lollipo Yummy, that is also in your hand, so you are able to have Lollipo plus Surprise for extension plus the extra Runic and the Fountain in hand. But from here we can go right into our Arclight, and now we're pretty much insulated. So I go Surprise here, but again, keep in mind if you have this Lollipo anyway, you could just special and hold Surprise for the end board, which most likely you're going to do. So you're going to go into your Lollipo Yummy now in the Yummy Way. Bring back 2 cards, you're going to get back the Yummy Way and the CUPSY. Just remember this is negated, they're both negated, and then we're going to go Fountain for Slumber, and then we're going to draw 2 cards, and then we are going to synchro off the Yummy Way and the Runic to go into our the second copy of Herald of the Arclight, and then go into an extra copy of Snatchy. Now, this is pretty much the M board, and again, this is pretty much a standard Yummy M board, and that's what I was telling you before, but you have the Fountain, you have the draws, you have the extra extension, you have the extra interrupts, you have a lot of extra stuff that most other decks don't have access to. And again, this Surprise would be set if you just did not discard, so your end board is essentially going to be this plus a set Surprise. Very strong, obviously, plus Herald's Floodgate effect is super relevant right now, which is very nice. Yeah, and you have a lot going for you here, especially with any other Runic spells, which again, you're playing 18 of them. I'm sure you will be able to either draw or have different ones in your hand already as well, which is very nice. So yeah, that's it for the first combo. The second combo and the third combo is just Tuningware with a Runic, and they change so slightly at the very end. So I'll go through these like very quickly. So again, we're going to go Hugin effect, discard to get Fountain, and then we're going to link it off into our Gravity Controller, and normal summon our Tuningware to go into our CUPSY here, which is actually very nice. You get the chain block the yummy way, so that you can draw and then get the 2 searches, but you chain block it from something like Ash, which I really like. And then you're going to discard a different card, special summon the CUPSY, use the CUPSY effect to be able to get Surprise. And then you're going to do the same Martial Metal Martial line that you did in the last combo, because that's just the best way to play around Nib right now. And again, this is what I was talking about, where you have the Surprise and the Cookie in the hand, and then be able to go into the Field Spell to bring back, to make our Arc Light to insulate ourselves. And then we can go Cookie to be able to link our Synchro into the Lollipop, and now we still have Surprise and the Arc Light, even after all of this. And then from here, again, it's like almost the same line, and then you are able to go into Fountain, and then set the Surprise, and you have the Snatchy with all this. Now, keep in mind, as I'm doing this, and I'll do this the next replay as I'm talking about it, but this is just one Runic spell with Tuningware. Again, you can draw into a Runic spell as well, or something to keep in mind. But when you're going through this, you can also make Herald of the Arclights on your opponent's turn with the Yummy monsters. That's very important. So you can end on triple Omni Negate, which is pretty unheard of in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, this is something that doesn't come up a lot, and you can trade very well into a lot of decks with this that are very dependent on like 1 or 2 cards resolving. You know, think of things like Raisin or Holly-Sue in the hand, or Dr. Madlove, or I don't know why I'm so focusing on that deck, or like a CUPSY Yummy on normal summon, or a Habakiri in hand activating. Like all those things, a Herald of the Arclight trades with very well, because it destroys the card too, no matter where it is. Unless they chain like a Caesar or a Barger, but that's a different story. The main thing is that what's it called? Omni Negates are very rare nowadays, and being able to make 3 of them in this deck, I'm a big fan of, while grinding them out and floodgating them out. So again, this is all the same combo essentially, because it's just the best line, in my opinion. This is the best line to go. You have so much extension in your hand while you're doing it, so you're so safe. So yeah, now you get to the end of the line, you go Fountain, activate for the second Runic spell after you do the Lollipop, and you're still insulated with the Herald, and you're able to just make a second Herald early, but you also get the extra draws from the Fountain. So again, we're going to make a second Herald, and then go into a Snatchy, and then set the Surprise and pass. But keep in mind, this Lollipop is able to get back the CUPSY, and then you are able to go into 2 more guys, and then you can use the bodies to make a 3rd Herald on your opponent's turn. I believe you can do the same thing with this one, but the second Herald, which is really strong, and the fact that you can do that is just insane, as well as with all of these draws. So that is going to do it for the combo video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's like not anything like, you know, crazy like big synchro combos. We're not going into like Dissipator and stuff, but like Yummy isn't a deck that does that. It's just once you get your engine going, you are literally just recycling the same three synchros, your snatchies and your little guys to get value over and over again. That's why it kind of works well with the Runic cards, because you were just doing, again, the same thing over and over. You're interrupting, banishing, interrupting and banishing, and this is interrupting and popping and interrupting and booking and doing all these things, but you can do them indefinitely, and that's what really matters. So yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or any more combos down below, feel free to put them in, and I'm sure other people would enjoy them as well to be able to see them. But yeah, overall, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.